As an Aussie, I have a sense of pride when it comes to our gun laws. I look at the US and what happens over there, and I am thankful we have laws in place that minimise gun use. But our tough gun laws are making headlines again, thanks to a proposal from the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party. And the Minns Labor government has signalled it is open to parts of this bill. The legislation proposes formal recognition of the right to hunt on designated Crown land with the creation of a conservation hunting authority, allowance for silencers, night vision, thermal scope use under licenses, potentially launching a state-backed bounty system targeting invasive feral species. That basically means people would be paid to hunt these feral animals. It's a stark contrast to the 1996 Port Arthur response. You remember after that massacre, Australia conducted an historic gun buyback, destroying over 640,000 firearms. It is one of the strictest firearm regimes in the world. Now, Walter Meakak, whose family died in Port Arthur, is warning this new hunting bill being proposed in New South Wales is scary and could water down gun law safeguards. He sees the measure as a Trojan horse for the gun lobby and urges Premier Minns to hold the line. Now, in fairness, Chris Minns has said he will hold the line and not water down the gun laws, but I don't see how any changes to our gun laws wouldn't water down the tough gun laws that we have. And I've got nothing against hunters being able to go through the hoops and get licenses to shoot, but at the moment, there are extra steps that they have to go through that with the establishment of this body possibly wouldn't have to go through. We obviously don't know how everything would be affected, but once you make it easier for people to get guns, it makes it easier for them to get them and use them. And of course, we don't want to compare ourselves to the US. Just this year in 2025, according to the K-12 school shooting database, there have been around 133 school shooting incidences so far in 2025. All right. Now, this tracker that I'm referring to, it includes any firearm discharge on school property, ranging from accidental shots to threats of violence. Now, a separate source, and it's called the Everytown for Gun Safety, reports at least 74 confirmed incidences of gunfire on school grounds, and that resulted in 25 deaths and 53 injuries. That data takes us up to early June. And it is interesting, isn't it? Because we know the American gun lobby, they don't like Australia's laws, and they're very keen for us to pare back those laws. And one of the things they always say is you need people with guns to shoot people with guns, because guns don't kill people, people kill people. So I did a bit of research, and a 2021 study found, this is the JAMA study, found no association between armed school officers and reduced casualties. So this idea that school officers would be on these grounds of these schools and they would be able to be the first responders to any potential school shooting. Get this, in fact, armed officers were linked to higher fatalities in some massacres. And most active shooter incidences don't end from return fire. Many are stopped by students hiding, fleeing, or shooter suicide, not by civilian intervention. So that means this whole idea that you need guns on these schools to protect people from the guns that are coming to these schools doesn't wash. And you can do your own research, it's all there. It's a political ideal and ambition in the States because of the Second Amendment, something we don't have here in Australia. They have that Second Amendment because they were fighting the British and they were protecting their country. It obviously, you can argue, wasn't designed for what it's become in the States. And, you know, there's politicians who are even against background checks, which blows my mind. It is a slippery slope. And you'll get arguments like, well, gangs are getting guns. You know what? It's all just minimized. And my friend, Sarah Monahan, though, she will say in Texas, with you knowing people have guns, everyone's very polite to each other. I'd argue in Australia, we're mostly polite to each other. We might have the odd rant at someone, but on the whole, we're very polite to everyone, aren't we? This is a This is a road we don't need to go down. I like our country, I like our freedoms, and I like not having to worry about my kids going to school and being part of a school shooting because some disenfranchised kid, some bullied kid takes a gun to school because their dad has one. When we start going down that path, we have lost the plot.
Fun, insightful interviews from a washed-up producer with nothing to lose. Act tonight.